can you take this seriously?
Well, I'll try to, as I draw both you and Jax in 8 mysteriously different styles. But we're going to start off with the pixel effect. For me, this effect is all about nostalgia. It reminds me of those old school NES games that I played all the time as a kid. And I love to try to freehand this. And the reason why I try to freehand it is I don't want to set up a grid. I want to try to push myself to see how much I can achieve without actually having to draw out a grid. Before we get too far into this video, if you could please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I know a lot of you like to watch my videos, but about 90% of you aren't actually watching my videos, and it would help me out a lot if you can do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And for our next style, we have something brand new. It's called the stained glass effect. What we want to try to do with the stained glass effect is transform Jax into a stained glass panel. Now, real-life stained glass is basically colored metal across a sheet of glass that transforms the overall color of the glass itself. That's all the technical fun stuff, but how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to use alcohol markers. Because of their translucence, it gives it that nice shimmery glass texture. The biggest trick that I ran into with this particular style was trying to differentiate the colors to give it three-dimensional depth while still making it look like little glass pieces strung together to make a whole image. I went a little extra thick with the black lines here, but that's just because I wanted to look like the brackets for the individual glass pieces. If I went a little too thin, it might not really represent stained glass, and that's the effect that we're trying to achieve. 2 down and 6 to go as we go now to the neon/glow effect. Quick tip for you doing the glow effect at home is to always darken your lines before you put the black paint over the top. You'll be able to see it once you add a nice thin layer of black over the top. But now, let's go on to actually making it look like a neon sign. I always like to go over my colors twice. I think it actually makes it really thick and bold and helps you clean up any faded lines. Now, you don't have to do this next step, but I always like to take a color pencil and just add a little fade around that, gives it that nice luminescence glow, and then I add just a touch of white, and we're going to call this one complete as we now head on over to the drip effect. We're just going to keep this with the fun, simple cartoon drip and not the drip that you might be thinking of. We're just going to keep this thing fun, simple, clean, and neat, but when we get to the drips, we are going to give them a good amount of three-dimensionality by using a little bit of color pencil and alcohol marker to give them that extra drippiness. And as you can see, when we add just that little bit of color pencil, it really gives it those depths, like these big droplets are just splashing down on Jax's face. And we're just going to repeat the same process for Pomni, and we're just about ready to call this one complete. Again, those little bit of shadows make all the difference. But now, we're going to head on over to the glitch effect. And when you think about it, glitch just works. I mean, heck, the Amazing Digital Circus is made by Glitch Productions, so it just fits. And the colors for traditional glitch really just fit with Pomni. It's red and blue. So, and yeah, you might say, well, Pomni's more of a vermilion, it's like an orangey red, but for the most part, it's red and blue. I kind of do my glitch effects a little bit differently than some people. I always like to try to make sure that the lines are clean, and that's why I'll always go back over with the black a second time just to make sure it doesn't get lost. I really want the black to pop out in this particular effect, so that way it really makes that shift of the image just come through. This next effect is a new one, and it was a little bit of a challenge. It's the floral effect. Now, you might ask yourself, what's the floral effect? Well, we want to take Pomni and transform her into basically a series of flora. Lots of flowers, a vines effect, everything that you would see in nature, essentially. The challenge for this particular effect came in because I haven't drawn flowers in forever, so I had to look up and research several different types of flowers. And oddly enough, there is something called circus flowers. I'm going to use the circus flowers pattern for Pomni's eyes, but for the hair I had to use a combination of blue star flowers and amaryllis as the red flowers. Those flowers I actually love the way they came out. The circus flowers for the eyes, I think I was just trying to do too much, but it's sometimes when you do too much you wind up overworking the piece, and that's kind of how I felt with the eyes. I think everything else kind of falls through, but the eyes fall really flat. I wanted to add some vine textures for the hair because I just didn't want it to feel like I was only doing flowers. It's flora, but you want to make sure it has all of the earthly kind of qualities to it, hence why I add green for the face. So let me know, how much do you like this new effect, because it's something I love to do, is try out new effects. I don't want to just kind of do the same thing. But now we have the real X-ray effect. And you might be thinking to yourself, what is the real X-ray effect? Well, this is where we take the classic X-ray effect, we want it to actually look like a realistic X-ray. So we're going to be transforming Jax into a hybrid bunny X-ray. So what we want to do is to basically bring out the bone structures of Jax, almost the skeletal features, but we want to give it a little bit of 3-dimension. This is where we're working negative image space. So you're going to have certain features that are going to pop more. The eye sockets, the teeth, kind of like what you would see in a skeleton. But we're going to build it up layer by layer, or in this case, brightness by brightness. I really like taking these classic designs and kind of making them a little bit more artistic, giving them a little bit more punch. So if you like this kind of style and you like to see more of it, then let me know in the comments. And last, but sadly least in my opinion, is the stone effect. And the reason why I say sadly is because I was hoping that this would come out a little bit earlier, because it'd be really cool to see it in the beginning, but you're kind of starting off, you know, with a little bit of grayscale, but now we're kind of ending on just a gray flat scale. Not to say that this isn't a really cool effect. I love it. I think it's really cool. We're going to make her look like a stone statue. But with all these cool new things like Floral and stained glass, I thought that would have been better to start off with. But that's part of the mystery. That's part of the random nature of what we're going to have. The one cool thing I like about this effect a lot is you can add tons of little details. So as you can see, I'm adding all these little spots. That's going to make it look like a stone statue and give it all those nice little details. But just like that, we're finished. And my desk is messy, as you can see, as always. What is your favorite style? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you all in the next video.